Peace. Bang. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. The rate at which we're vibing. We're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past. Right now. Man, right now, bro, like I be feeling so overjoyed now when I do my videos since I've been back and forth, moving around and dealing with my jury. It's like now when I do a video, it's like, bro, yes, like I get to do a video, man. Cause I always keep it real about that jury making. It's part, you know, I'm keeping it to a level where I love it, but in essence, it's more of a sustenance thing than a complete joyful, like I just love making jewelry. Like, nah, I enjoy making jewelry and I love creating with my hands, you know what I'm saying? But once it gets too strenuous, it becomes something like a job and I don't really like to mess with it. But sharing knowledge and speaking, you know what I'm saying, to people, and as far as just interacting and sharing knowledge with people, that's my thing, you know. I had to watch how I say that because I'm like, you know, I'm a little introvert, so I ain't trying to be around y'all all the time like that. But you know, but right quick, I want to bring up a mantra, a matter of fact, and just kind of speak on mantras in general. I know, matter of fact, I have. At this point, I'm pretty sure I might have an old video for almost everything I may be speaking on nowadays. But in fact, that's why I kind of like I don't like to be redundant, like, cause I could feel myself, even though, say for instance, on the outside looking in, you like, well, I ain't never seen that video before, but I remember like doing the research and doing some of these videos, so that's why it's like you know, it only got done once, and it may be the only video on that subject as far as like certain videos I did. But I just want to speak on mantras. Matter of fact, mantra is basically like a Hindu version of a prayer. And, you know, and matter of fact, as you grow spiritually, you realize that, you know, each one of these religions and spiritual practices has a little bit of something right. You know what I'm saying? As far as like with the things they do. Like, say for instance, the Hindus got it right with the meditation and the mantras, you know what I'm saying? You have, say for instance, even though they don't fully embrace it, but like, you know, Catholics or Christianity, you know, embracing the Christ-like consciousness, you know, more about being like a Christ figure, uh, you know, but each little religion and each little thing, spirituality, has a little bit of something, you know, right within it. And I tell people, no matter, because some people get caught up in, oh, I'm black, I'm white, I'm Chinese, I'm Indian, I'm this, I'm that, and it's like, you know, it really doesn't matter. You are one organism. You screaming all that is like, yeah, I'm a red blood cell, I'm a white blood cell, I'm a stomach, I'm a kidney. But guess where all of you are at? You're inside of the same body. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, mantras, matter of fact, any of our language and most of our language when we are verbally expressing ourselves is basically like word magic, because our true being, we are vibrations. We don't have to actually speak words to communicate, which we still have those abilities and still display those abilities by feeling vibrations, you know, like, well, you know, in certain situations where you don't even have to say nothing, you could just feel the communication going back and forth. So with that being said, you know, you don't really need words, and therefore, you know, exposing the fact that it is like word magic or spells, you know what I'm saying? So when we dealing with these spells, you know, you want to make sure you're expressing something that's going to be beneficial to your spirit. If you're going to be, you know, dealing with these words and spells, then you want to deal with something that's going to be beneficial to your spirit. And I have a mantra that I always do every day. Well, one of them I'm going to just bring up is the Shri Ganeshaya Namah mantra. Shri Ganeshaya Namah. And it's basically a mantra dealing with Lord Ganesha. Lord Ganesha, y'all, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all familiar with the Hindu god that's an elephant. You know what I'm saying? The elephant god. I'm pretty sure that's how y'all refer like the elephant god. You know what I'm talking about. But Ganesha, you know what I'm saying, or Ganesh, or Ganapati. But basically, Ganesha deals with like good luck, removes problems and obstacles, deal with health, wealth, wisdom, fertility, happiness. So, matter of fact, and in this mantra, it deals with, on just a loose translation, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah could stand for like, Lord Ganesha, I pray to you. You know what I'm saying? Just a simple like, hey, in essence, just calling out to Ganesha, like, to be aware of my being, help lift some obstacles for me, in essence. Or to do, whatever, like whether it's dealing with health, wisdom, fertility, like all the things I said. But, breaking down the words in essence, like Om is the entire fabric of the cosmos. The sound embodies the divine healing energy. So basically, I always bring up how you could just and that vibration goes through your body, you know what I'm saying, and it's healing your body. So every time you do a Om, the actual vibration of you sounding out that Om is working and basically working in, I ain't gonna say in synchronicity, but it's working with the water within your body. It's helping transform the water in your body and help heal your body by connecting with the water and changing the molecular structure of the water by producing a sound vibration. But so the Om matter of fact is like at first was the word, you know what I'm saying? Like that's kinda, the Om in Hindu is kinda like that word in that in this particular information. Then you got the Shri, which kind of signifies like a title of respect in essence. That's one of the few definitions of it. Matter of fact, like blessings to the brethren Shri Gano Grills, but he uses that title also. And matter of fact, if you're familiar with autobiography of a yogi or just yoga and that form of spirituality in general, they'll use the word Shri as a prefix before somebody's name, or like a title before somebody's name, I should say. So you got Om Shri, and then Ganeshaya. That's basically like just calling on Lord Ganesha on the energy of Ganesha in essence. And then Namah, which means to bow or salute. You know what I'm saying? So Om, the fabric of the cosmos, Shri, that title respect, Ganesha, and then Nama, to bow or to salute. Like every day when you wake up in the morning, just give that mantra. Like, matter of fact, this is the first thing in the morning mantra. Like, before you even start your day off. Matter of fact, you crack your eyes open and be like, Om Shri Ganeshaya Nama. Om Shri Ganeshaya Nama. Matter of fact, starting from there, basically moving obstacles out the way before you could even step out of your bed. Because, you know what I'm saying? Say, for instance, you wake up, crack that eye open, you step on something on the floor, bam. Now, which, of course, if your spirit, righteous, you won't let that just throw you off like that. But some of us, it depends, and you might step on something, got the bed, like, damn, go to cursing and get your vibration off. So, you might want to just say the mantra as soon as you crack the eyes open, before you even set foot out the bed. You want to remove those obstacles and prepare yourself to receive all of the wealth, abundance, and wisdom and happiness, of your day. But that's one good mantra to use. So it's Om Shri Ganeshaya Nama. And matter of fact, and we're just speaking on mantras and word magics. Also, again, like how each little spirituality or religion got something right, but Hebrew letters are also very strong as far as like the Hebrew letters are very strong, like as far as like carrying energy. You know what I'm saying? The verbal expression of Hebrew letters carries a certain energy. Matter of fact, and unlike most other letters, you know what I'm saying, Hebrew letters also carry a strong how can I say, power. It carries a strong power of programming your subconscious through, through opticals or through your visualization. So just looking at a Hebrew letter can help, manifest and create some quote unquote magic within, within your consciousness. That's why Hebrew letters are always associated to magic. Then I just got, matter of fact, what reason why I'm bringing it up too, I just got this book, The 72 Names of God, Technology of the Soul. This is a little meditation book, but I know this is the one I've been doing lately. The Power of Prosperity, you know, Samek Aleph Lamed. Samek Aleph Lamed. Because matter of fact, Hebrews, you read Hebrew letters or Hebrew words you read from right to left. So Samek or Samet Aleph Lamed. As a matter of fact, most of those just like say for instance, just looking at this can help program your subconscious dealing with prosperity. Because the 72 names of God is basically 72 different Hebrew names that represent a certain energy. You know what I'm saying? Like this one deals with the power of prosperity, and either just looking at it or actually repeating like Samek Aleph Lamed, Samek Aleph Lamed, Samek Aleph Lamed. Just kind of keep saying the mantra, but each one has a different meaning behind. You got this one, defying gravity, which kind of is about like letting go of your ego and going with the flow. And that one is Vav Vav Lamed. You know, so if you want to, get more into that vibration of dropping your ego, moving into going with the flow, getting rid of pessimism, then you would use this name of God, you know what I'm saying? Vav Vav Lamed. Vav Vav Lamed, you know. But the word vibrations, the vibration of the word is going into the cosmos and, you know, changing the construct in essence in order for it to manifest things. Again, it's magic, word magic and spells. At one time we probably was like, we didn't think magic was that real, but it is. Abracadabra, say it and it shall manifest. Or as I speak it, it shall manifest. I forgot it was the technicality on that. And what's funny is I'm quick to always bring it up and say it, but I always forget the complete full definition of it. But yeah, from the Hindu language, matter of fact, Sanskrit. And matter of fact, the more ancient the language, the better. You know what I'm saying? That's closer to, the type of expressions that were also advanced enough to express vibrations. That's why it's so hard to explain a DMT trip in English words. Matter of fact, and I don't study Sanskrit, but I'm just most certain, just intuitively, I know for sure that it would be easier to describe. I'm pretty sure like Sanskrit and different ancient, the Meta Necha, you know what I'm saying, different ancient languages would be easier to use to describe a DMT trip compared to like, the English language. And also our native tongue and our ancient language, because we are vibrational beings, it had a vibration to it that the English language took out. So when you go into laughing at people whose language makes them roll their tongue like and all that, and you laugh like you can laugh if you want, but that language is stimulating their pineal gland. You know what I'm saying? Like that Middle Eastern Islamic type of tongue, like that like coming from up there, like that's stimulating the pineal gland as they talk. You know. Again, back to everybody having a little bit of something right. Because whether directly or indirectly, like say for instance, whether say for instance Muslims or anybody that has an ancient tongue, whether they purpose is saying, hey, we gotta keep the way we talk so we could stimulate our pineal gland, or whether indirectly, just intuitively, something just tells them to stick to their culture or not in the sense of separating itself, but stick to their culture as far as like talking, like, hey, it's something we should just hold on to, I'm gonna keep this right here. But basically, that tongue and that vibration, is stimulating the pineal gland also. And then I had one more mantra, which I may not fully have the full definition of, but it's another mantra I use dealing with Kali, which I do the Om Krim Kali, Om Krim Krim Kali, which is just protection from evil forces. As a matter of fact, the goddess Kali, she's basically a divine mother that the the destroyer, the the persevere, also dealing with time. You could see Kali is like a female version of Kronos to a certain extent, just in the Hindu spirituality. But Kali equals Kala or time. As a matter of fact, Kali is also an energy or a being that you want to deal with when you're getting rid of the ego. Because, matter of fact, she's depicted holding a little, like a little sword and holding a little bloody head. Matter of fact, what that represents, like the sword, you can see the sword as a representation of divine knowledge, and that head that's severed is the ego. So basically, you killing that ego at the head with some divine knowledge. So that the sword is the divine knowledge cutting off the head of the ego. You know what I'm saying? So when everybody see Colin, like, Colin, like, that must be some devil worship there. Like, what she do, and that. That's why I don't even give people the time of the day. You don't get it, you don't need to get it. At this point, especially, like, it's kind of like getting to that Harriet Tubman spot where, like, if you don't get it, we leaving you. You just get left on the plantation because nobody got time to. At this point, like, nobody can babyfy you. Like, matter of fact, moving forward, if you're not growing on your own, then in essence, we don't even need you existing around us in this world. If you can't, start learning how to do for yourself, and in the essence of getting your spiritual growth, and as far as like really analyzing what's really going on, like how, again, like people or just look at Kali at face value, like, oh, she must be evil, this and that. It's like, nah, but you gotta do your research. And because you trolling me about Kali, I'm not gonna give you the rundown because you because you're trolling for the information when you should just really ask. But anyway, again, a mantra for dealing with Kali, Om Krim Kali, which is protection from evil forces. But again, like, Kali also, though, I should say, Kali is for more of the advanced, not advanced, for lack of a better word. I just finished talking about language and high English and you can't find a word. But Kali is for the more experienced people that's on their spiritual growth. People who know that if their cell phone get dropped in the water or something like that happens, that it's not a bad thing, that it's probably Kali or the universe saying get away from that material thing. But it could be extreme, especially when you're ignoring. Dealing with a energy like the goddess Kali is like one of them energies where you can't take the messages and the insight in vain. Like, say for instance, if Goddess Kali in some form or fashion sending you the energy to stay away from your cell phone, let's say for instance, like, like, it'll come somewhat subtle at first, like, where you come close to dropping your phone because you've been on it too much. It was a close call, cracking the screen. But then the next time, Kali gonna crack the screen, if not just break it fully. You know what I'm saying? If you're not taking heed to, hey, like, get out of the material world. Don't get lost up in the sauce. Don't get too indulged in the. I just made a video about that. Getting lost in the matrix. So Goddess Kali will give you, those reminders, but it's strong reminders that some of us may not be ready to deal with, you know what I'm saying? Not experienced enough to deal with to a certain extent. So you definitely want to, matter of fact, so outside of mantras, when you're dealing with certain deities and things of this nature, make sure you're researching fully on what type of energy they embody. But this is all, everything is all for us to, in essence, use and deal with. Like you, there's no one thing like, oh, I'm Rastafari, so I could only deal with the teachings of Marcus Garvey and this and that, and Emmanuel. Or I'm Hindu, so I could only deal with this. Or I do yoga, so I could only listen to Shri and Paramahansa Yoga. It's like, nah, man. We are one organism. All this knowledge, all these mantras and word magics and spells is here for all of us to use. And you start to realize, well, the more you identify yourself with something, the more you hinder your growth. And the more it becomes obvious that, all right, I really do need to get out of my ego, even if it's spirituality disguising this, or should I say the ego in disguise of spirituality. Well, it may be a spiritual system or religion, but it kind of has a egotistical way of going about things. You'll find that it's going to hinder your spiritual growth. You know, and that's why, matter of fact, like that's why I deal with Kali. Just strip that ego. Matter of fact, another one dealing with the goddess Kali, another mantra is Om Kring Kali Kaye Namah, which is just a sound representation of the mother. Matter of fact, in essence, is to turn you into pure consciousness. Because, again, she is like that primordial dark energy, that dark force. And that mantra, what it means, like what turn, say, for instance, back to your consciousness, back to that awareness of being. Like it promotes the awareness of being, like of knowing that you are a vibration in a bodysuit observing things. You know what I'm saying? That mantra would kind of, for lack of a better word, help amplify that vibration. So Om Kring Kali Kaye Nama. And it's Om Kring Kring Kali Kaye. It's Kali Kali and then Namah Namah. And again, remember Namah stands for to bow or to salute. Salute to the mother. But again, yeah, the mantras are definitely important. Matter of fact, I'll show y'all too. Which I hope this little app, man, whoever created this app, they deserve a free endorsement. But the meditation on, go to your app store and download that. That one is pretty cool for like Namah Shivaya. Do your mantras and just listening to them, like the vibrations is just like binaural beats is putting your brain waves on a certain frequency. These mantras are putting your brain waves on a certain frequency. Think about it, word magic. Well, it don't even have to just be the sound. Saying I am broke or I am rich puts your brain on a certain frequency. You know what I'm saying? So if you saying I am having lack or this and that, that's putting you in that certain frequency. Or if you listening to music that is spewing out things that are not beneficial to your being, then that's the vibration that's gonna be embodied. But this is a nice one, and then it even has like little definitions within it. So just like how, breaking down the Om and the Shri and all that, and let you know what the different mantras for. So it's definitely a good app to have with you. Cause matter of fact, when you out and about, like say for instance how I just had my little LA, I was in LA for a second downtown, moving and shaking and moving. You know what I'm saying? Like what's funny is I don't really listen to music no more. Honestly, like I sometimes I be wanting to listen to music to a certain extent, but I much rather keep my mind quiet and keep my spirit in tune. But like most of the time, I'm either listening to mantras or binaural beats. Actually, like and cause too, like if I may have been somewhere around some type of music that's been like programming my subconscious in a way I don't really take a liking to, I make sure that the rest of my day I'm out like keeping my brain quiet, like listening to these different mantras. But this is definitely a good app to have. Let me see if we got you know, but the mantras definitely give off the vibration to, what I'm saying, help manifest certain energies. And again, like it doesn't matter whether, Hindu, uh, whatever, what I'm saying, whatever spiritual practices, that you deal with, all of it has a little truth into it. And find that truth that resonate within your heart. You know what I'm saying? Because as I'm bringing up this, say for instance, even though it's something good and that could help, some of you may not resonate with it because it's just not, something that resonates with your soul. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like your soul may resonate with a different type of way of doing mantras, or, or a different spiritual system, or whatever the case may be. But just generally speaking, you know what I'm saying? This is something that is helpful, on all levels. But to each his own as far as embracing it, and rightfully so. Do what's in your heart. Like if anything, and I'm always tell y'all that and preach that, is all about what feels right in your heart. Like you could watch all my videos talking and do all these things, but it's not just about what I'm saying in these videos. It's about what resonates in your heart and with you. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you the person that transitions by yourself in essence. So make sure you doing what's right in your heart and what you feel is right in your heart before you do your transition. You don't want to be out here just going off of everybody else information and going off of what somebody else think, or or being in a career that your parents or somebody else heart. Like nah, like follow your heart. So if a Hindu mantra make you feel uncomfortable, heart wise, like you feel your inner being don't want to deal, then don't deal with that. Now I can't say though, just knowing how the ego works, always question and be aware and ask yourself though, like why am I uncomfortable with doing this Hindu mantra? You know what I'm saying? Because you may find out that it may not be coming from the heart, but like from the ego. The ego is scared to die, and the more spiritual systems you embrace, and the more spiritual you become, the more your ego die. So realize too that if you may be scared of embracing all these different things like voodoo, Santeria, Hindu, like just going across the board with it, if you are kind of scared of that, it may not be your inner being, because your inner source knows that, hey, this is all me, all this, you know what I'm saying? From Yoruba to Norse mythology to everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, source, like, all right, yeah, I see the little truths about me all over this, but that ego, like, man, let's just stay in church. This is the only way. That's why the church preach the way it does, though, is that everything else is the devil, because they want to keep you to a certain place, keeping your money in a certain area and keeping your soul in a certain cycle, what I'm saying, of unawokeness, basically. But that's basically it, just, remember to use the word mantras, prayer, affirmations, whatever you want to call it. But, in this segment, we're dealing with the mantras. And again, the Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Matter of fact, sometimes you could go with the strong arm, like a strong arm, strong Om. Or you go with the strong Om, like, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. You know what I'm saying? Like, like finish the second half of it, you know, just quickly, but indulge in that Om first, however you feel right. Matter of fact, 'cause too, you'll start to see that that's why there certain mantras, they kind of do them in songs so you could kind of get the syllables out smoothly. And I feel like though that does work, because it does help like memory wise, you know what I'm saying? If a mantra is like being sung to you. Because matter of fact, like say for instance, this one, I'm about to go on this one. This is a Ganesha mantra. Shri Namo Namah. In which this one I'm pretty new to. I don't know all the words in this one. Om Gan. Let's see. As a matter of fact, in some cases you may not dealing with mantras too. A good thing about it also, like you might come across a mantra where you may not recognize the word, or you know your human consciousness can't define the word, but your subconscious and your soul knows the vibration of the word. So in essence too, you don't have to even know all the definitions to these words, just listening to it. Like now asterisk, of course, like well, it helps to know it in case with which honestly I ain't gonna lie, if you vibrating on the right frequency, you're not gonna run into no scammer and schemer. But I was gonna say, like, if somebody had an app where it wasn't like legit, like it was just like fake mantras, but in essence, you know, if you vibrating and you asking for truth daily, you trusting your intuition, you telling source, I only want to gravitate towards the truth, and I want to be able to decipher, the truth from falseness, and I want to, have that strength. So if you dealing with your intuition, dealing with truth, you're not gonna gravitate towards a fake, situation in essence. But just to be aware that, you can. It is cool to define, and make sure you know some of these words, but in essence, you don't really have to if it's resonating with you, you know what I'm saying? So say for instance, if you good and nothing telling you like maybe I should define these words. If nothing like strongly telling you that, then just go with the flow of it and just know that it is helping you, just by you listening to it, the vibrations of the mantras is helping. So but that's basically it. Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. We're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past. Right now. Matter of fact, before I go, see, I keep my Kali, keep my protection everywhere. Which my picture, it don't even matter though. I'm like my little picture then kind of came apart, but I still carry it with me. It's time for a new one. Kali. And then I also got Xena. She's like she's a being that I conjured up, that I created, kind of like as my protection. But I also remember too that if you do deal with like making yourself what they would call, what our humanity would call imaginary being, but is a real being. But if you end up making like creating a being to help you to deal with certain things, just make sure that you're treating that being with love and respect. Because as much as you may think or feel like it's a figment of your imagination, the more you feed it conscious energy, the more it becomes real. But also, you want to have that loving vibration dealing with it. Because, again, like my video with the Devic Kingdom, where, fairies became property and not something that, you know, it basically became an unrighteous situation with humans dealing with fairies, where they were using fairies just for, like, hey, go move that brick over there. Hey, go, you know what I'm saying, and not really help on a spiritual level, like becoming a slave. So if you do create your being, just remember to treat them righteous and without, don't treat them like a slave or like a servant, you know. But that's basically it. Peace. Happy now. And now is the vibe.